Every single day is a brand new chance, a fresh page in the story of your life. Think about it. When you open your eyes in the morning, you don't just wake up, you rise to another opportunity. You can say, I wake up early, I brush my teeth, I have my breakfast, I go to work or school, I come home, I spend time with my family, I go to sleep. These may sound like simple sentences, but they are powerful because they describe your life, your rhythm, your routine. Sometimes we think our daily routine is boring, but in reality, it is the foundation of our growth. Every habit you practice in the present tense shapes your future. When you say, I study every day, you are not only learning English, you are building discipline. When you say, I exercise, you are not only moving your body, you are creating strength and energy for tomorrow. Life is made of these small, consistent actions. The simple present tense is not just grammar, it is your reality. It teaches you to be mindful of what you do. I wake up, I learn, I grow. Every action becomes a declaration of who you are. So when you talk about your day, don't just describe it, feel it, be proud of it. Say it with energy, with confidence, with purpose, because your daily routine, no matter how small, is proof that you are moving forward. You are growing, step by step, word by word, action by action. Remember, your future is hidden in your present. What you say every day, what you do every day, that is the story of your success. Speak it, live it, believe it. Every morning when you open your eyes, the world quietly whispers to you, here is another chance. Think about it. No matter what happened yesterday, today is different. Yesterday's mistakes, yesterday's worries, yesterday's failures, they do not own you anymore. Each new day comes with a clean page, ready for you to write a new story. It does not matter how many times you fell short yesterday. What matters is that today you rise again. This is the beauty of life. It always gives you another opportunity to start fresh, to rewrite your routine, to become better than you were before. When you wake up and say to yourself, I wake up early, you are not just stating a fact in English. You are reminding yourself that you take control of your day from the very first moment. You are telling the world, I choose to begin, I choose to rise. The morning is powerful because it sets the tone for everything that follows. If you begin your day with energy, determination, and positivity, your entire routine becomes stronger. Even if yesterday you felt weak, tired, or unmotivated, today you can change that. Today you can breathe in courage and breathe out doubt. Imagine a painter standing in front of a blank canvas. Yesterday's painting is done, finished, and cannot be erased. But today, the canvas is empty again, waiting for new colors, new strokes, new imagination. That canvas is your life each morning. You decide which colors to use. Will you paint it with laziness, fear, and excuses? Or will you paint it with discipline, effort, and hope? Every day you wake up, you hold the brush in your hand. The choice is always yours. The beautiful thing about treating each day as a fresh start is that you no longer carry the heavy weight of yesterday. You don't have to keep repeating, I failed, I was late, I gave up. Instead, you can say, I begin again, I wake up, I try once more. The present tense gives you this gift. It focuses you on what you are doing right now. You are not saying, I will try someday. You are saying, I try today, I live today, I work today. This mindset changes everything because it turns your routine into a declaration of progress, not a reminder of failure. Think of a child learning to walk. Every time they fall, they don't give up and cry forever. They get up and try again the next day. That is how life works. Every sunrise is an invitation to get up and try again. No matter how many times you fell, you can use your routine as your guide. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I go to school, I study, I practice English. Simple, yes. But in those simple words lies a rhythm of progress. Each day you start fresh. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than yesterday. And let's not forget, the fresh start of each day isn't only about big dreams, it's also about the small joys. Maybe today you smile at someone you didn't yesterday. Maybe today you spend a little more time with your family. Maybe today you say, I learn English, and practice with more passion than before. These little improvements create big change over time. They remind you that no day is wasted, because even one small step forward is still movement in the right direction. Every day is like opening a new chapter in your book of life. Imagine someone reading your story in the future. Do you want them to read, he woke up and wasted the day, he gave up and stayed the same? Or do you want them to read, he woke up and tried again, he pushed himself forward, he built his success one day at a time? The way you live each day becomes the way your story is told. That is why the present tense matters. It gives you power to speak your story as it happens. I wake up, I learn, I grow. Even when life feels difficult, remember this truth. The sun rises every morning. The world never forgets to give you another chance. That sunrise is for you. It is a reminder that nothing is permanent. Not pain, not failure, not struggle. You can breathe in new energy and start again. Your routine may seem ordinary. Waking up, eating breakfast, studying, working, but it is extraordinary in its consistency. Every day you begin again, you build the muscles of persistence, discipline, and courage. So the next time you wake up, don't take it lightly. Don't think it's just another day. No, it is not just another day. It is a new beginning. It is your chance to create a better version of yourself. It is your chance to live the life you imagine. It is your chance to say, with full belief, I wake up, I rise, I move forward. When you think about your life, it's easy to believe that only big decisions and extraordinary moments shape your future. But the truth is, it is not the rare, dramatic events that define you. It is the small, ordinary actions you repeat every single day. These actions may look simple on the surface, but they are the hidden bricks that build the foundation of your success. When you say, I wake up early, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast, I go to work, I study, I practice English, I sleep, you may feel like you are only describing your routine. But in reality, you are declaring the steps that hold your life together. Great achievements are never born in a single day. They are the result of small, consistent actions that nobody sees. For example, when you say, I read every day, it may seem like just one sentence in the simple present tense, but that sentence represents a powerful habit. Every page you read feeds your mind. Every sentence you practice sharpens your skills. Over time, these small actions accumulate into massive progress. You don't notice the change immediately, but one day you will look back and realize how far you have come, all because you repeated those tiny steps daily. Think about how nature works. A seed does not become a tree overnight. It grows slowly, watered drop by drop, fed by sunlight day after day. The seed cannot see the growth happening, but it keeps pushing, stretching, and expanding beneath the soil. Then one day, it breaks through the ground and becomes visible to the world. Your simple actions are just like that. Each small thing you do may feel invisible, but they are silently shaping your future. You may not see results today, but tomorrow they will stand tall like a strong tree that began from nothing but patience and consistency. Sometimes people ignore the power of simple actions because they feel too small to matter. They say, it's just one lesson, it's just one practice, it's just one day. But those just one moments add up. Skipping one small action today may not seem dangerous, but skipping it every day creates a lifetime of missed opportunities. On the other hand, doing one small action every day may not seem powerful, but doing it for weeks, months, and years creates unstoppable momentum. That is why your simple routine matters more than you think. Take language learning as an example. You don't master English in a single night. You don't suddenly wake up fluent. It happens through the daily use of simple present tense sentences like, I speak English, I learn new words, I practice with friends, I write every day. Each sentence is small, each action looks ordinary, but together they transform your ability to communicate, to express yourself, to connect with the world. When you consistently say these sentences, you are not only learning grammar, you are building confidence in your voice. Simple actions are also powerful because they are within your control. You may not control what challenges come your way, but you can control whether you wake up, whether you study, whether you speak, whether you try. That control is your strength. Each time you choose action over excuses, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than laziness, stronger than fear, stronger than doubt. Your routine is proof that you are willing to keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles appear. Another beautiful thing about simple actions is that they create discipline without you even realizing it. Every time you say, I go to school, I do my homework, I exercise, I read before bed, you are training your mind to stick to a structure. Discipline is not built in one dramatic decision. It is built in the repetition of small tasks. The person who becomes strong, successful, and confident is simply the person who kept doing the little things day after day, even when nobody was watching. Let's look at another perspective. Life often feels overwhelming when you focus only on the big picture. If you say, I want to be successful, the goal feels huge and distant. But when you break it down into simple present tense actions, I study today, I learn today, I practice today, it becomes manageable. Suddenly, success doesn't feel like a mountain you cannot climb. It feels like a staircase, and all you need to do is take one small step at a time. Those steps are your routine, your simple daily actions. Think about athletes, writers, or musicians. Their greatness does not come from a single moment of performance. It comes from the thousands of hours of small, repeated practice that nobody saw. A writer writes one page every day. An athlete trains every morning. A musician practices their instrument daily. To the outside world, these are just simple actions. But to them, it is the secret behind their excellence. If greatness is a treasure, then small daily actions are the key that unlocks it. So never underestimate your routine. When you wake up and make your bed, when you study for just 20 minutes, when you practice a few English sentences, you are proving something powerful to yourself. You are taking responsibility for your growth. And responsibility, even in its smallest form, is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. Every single simple action matters, because each one carries energy, discipline, and direction. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, those little steps are quietly shaping who you are becoming. So when you talk about your daily routine in English, don't just see it as practice, see it as proof that you are walking toward your future, one simple step at a time. The truth about life is simple yet powerful. Your future is not something that suddenly appears one day. It is something you build piece by piece through the choices and actions you take in the present. Every word you speak, every decision you make, every habit you practice today is like a seed planted into the soil of time, and those seeds will grow into the reality you will live tomorrow. That is why the present is so important. It is not just a moment, it is the workshop where your future is designed. When you use the simple present tense and say, I study, I learn, I practice, I speak, I grow, you are not only describing what you do right now, you are shaping the person you will become. These small actions might seem ordinary in the moment, but together they form the direction of your entire life. If every day you say, I waste time, I give up, I delay my work, then your future will reflect those choices. But if every day you say, I work hard, I learn English, I improve myself, I take care of my health, then your future will reward you with strength, knowledge, and opportunities. Think about a student preparing for exams. On the surface, each day they study just a few pages. It looks simple, even boring, but those pages add up. After weeks of consistency, the knowledge becomes strong, and when the exam arrives, the student is ready. The future success of passing the exam was built by the present discipline of reading those pages daily. The same principle applies to everything in life. Your job, your health, your relationships, your dreams. The future is nothing more than the present, multiplied over time. This is why living in the present with awareness matters so much. Sometimes we worry too much about tomorrow. We keep saying, one day I will start, one day I will change, one day I will succeed. But one day never comes unless you act today. The only way to touch tomorrow is through what you do right now. If you want to speak fluent English in the future, you don't wait for the perfect day. You begin now, today, with the simple actions. I read, I listen, I practice, I speak. These present tense actions create the future reality of fluency. Consider how powerful habits are. A person who says, I eat healthy, I exercise, I sleep well, is not only describing their present, they are building a strong, energetic body for the future. A person who says, I waste time, I complain, I avoid work, is not only describing their present, they are silently preparing a future of regret and missed chances. Habits are the bridge between today and tomorrow. Every step you take today sets the path you will walk on tomorrow. Life is always fair in this way. It gives back to you exactly what you invest. If you put in effort today, your future will pay you with rewards. If you plant nothing today, you cannot expect a harvest tomorrow. That is why your daily routine, as ordinary as it may feel, is not small at all. It is your most powerful tool to create the life you dream of. The routine sentences you practice, I wake up early, I study daily, I practice English, I read books, I work hard, are not just grammar exercises. They are declarations of the life you are building. Think about successful people you admire. None of them reached success by luck alone. Their future was not delivered to them overnight. It was carved out of their present actions, repeated again and again. The writer wrote daily. The speaker practiced daily. The leader made disciplined choices daily. What you see as their success today is simply the result of years of consistent action. Their present, lived with discipline, became their future of greatness. Sometimes people wait for the right moment to start. They say, I will begin when I have more time. I will try when I feel ready. I will start when everything is perfect. But the perfect moment never comes. The truth is, the present moment is always the best moment to begin. When you say, I begin now, you set in motion the chain of events that leads to success. Waiting creates nothing. Acting in the present creates everything. Another way to see it is like saving money. If every day you save a small amount, at first it seems like nothing. But over time, that little bit grows into something significant. Your habits work the same way. Each day you add a little effort, a little practice, a little growth, and slowly your future becomes rich with skills, opportunities, and strength. The present is like a bank where you deposit your time and energy. The more wisely you deposit today, the more wealth you will withdraw tomorrow. So when you think of your future, don't see it as a faraway dream. See it as something you are actively building right now through your present tense actions. Every I do sentence is a brick in the structure of your life. I learn, I practice, I work, I improve. Brick by brick, word by word, action by action, your future rises out of your present. One of the most powerful tools you carry in your daily life is your language. The way you speak, the words you choose, and the confidence behind your sentences all shape how the world sees you, and even more importantly, how you see yourself. When you learn to talk about your day in English, using simple present tense sentences like, I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go to work, I practice English, I read, I sleep, you are not just learning grammar, you are building your voice, your presence, and your confidence. Language is more than communication, it is identity. When you express yourself clearly, you feel stronger. You begin to see yourself as capable, smart, and worthy of being heard. Many people feel shy or small because they think their English is not perfect. They hesitate, they hold back, and they hide their voice. But the moment you start speaking, even with simple present tense sentences, you break that wall of fear. You prove to yourself that your voice matters. You show yourself that you don't need perfection to be powerful. You only need courage to try. Confidence is not something you magically wake up with one morning. It is built step by step, word by word, sentence by sentence. Each time you say, I learn English, I practice every day, I speak without fear, you are not only practicing language, you are programming your mind to believe in your own ability. You are telling yourself, I am capable, I am improving, I am moving forward. This repeated self-talk creates strength inside you that no one can take away. Think about the times when you avoided speaking because you feared making mistakes. That silence did not protect you, it limited you. But when you open your mouth and say even one simple sentence, you step into courage. For example, saying, I go to school every day may feel like a small statement, but it is actually a declaration of your effort. It shows that you can stand in front of others and express yourself. That one sentence becomes the spark that grows into greater confidence. Language is also deeply connected to opportunities. When you speak confidently, people listen to you. When you communicate clearly, doors open for you. Whether it's in education, career, relationships, or personal growth. Imagine being in a classroom or a workplace. If you sit silently because of fear, people may never know your ideas, your talents, or your intelligence. But if you speak, even in simple words, you show them who you are. You allow your thoughts to shine, and the more you speak, the more your confidence grows, because confidence feeds on action, not on silence. Another beautiful truth about language is that it creates connection. Confidence does not only come from speaking perfectly, it comes from being understood. When you use English to share your daily routine, I wake up early, I work hard, I spend time with my family, I study at night, you are opening a window into your life. You are inviting people to connect with you, to understand you, to relate to you. And when they respond, when they nod, when they engage with your words, your confidence rises naturally. You realize that language is not about perfection, it is about connection. Think of a child again. Children do not wait until they know every word to speak. They begin with simple sounds, simple sentences, simple actions, and with every attempt, their confidence grows. The same is true for you. Every time you speak in English, even if it is only one or two sentences, you are building the same kind of natural confidence. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be brave. The courage to speak is more powerful than the fear of mistakes. It is also important to remember that the words you use shape the way you feel. If you keep saying, "I cannot speak," "I am not good," "I am afraid," you train your mind to believe it. But if you start saying, "I speak English, I practice every day, I am learning, I am improving," you train your mind to think differently. You feel stronger because your words carry strength. The present tense is not just grammar, it is an affirmation, a daily reminder of who you are becoming. Confidence is not about never making mistakes. Confidence is about trusting yourself even when mistakes happen. Every confident speaker in the world began as a learner, just like you. They made errors, they forgot words, they struggled, but they kept speaking. That persistence built their confidence, and you can do the same. The more you practice, the more natural your speech becomes. The more you express yourself, the more fearless you feel. And slowly, without even realizing it, you begin to walk taller, speak louder, and live bolder. When you talk about your daily routine in English, don't think of it as a boring grammar exercise. Think of it as a training ground for your confidence. Every "I do" sentence is a brick, and every brick builds the structure of your self-belief. I wake up, I study, I learn, I grow. These are not just actions, they are declarations. With each sentence, you are not only describing your life, you are shaping your identity. Language builds confidence because it gives you the power to express yourself, to connect with others, and to believe in your own journey. Every word you speak is proof that you are not hiding. You are stepping forward, and each step forward, no matter how small, makes you stronger, braver, and more confident. If there is one secret that separates people who succeed from those who give up, it is not luck, it is not talent, and it is not even intelligence. The real secret is consistency. Doing something not just once, not just when you feel motivated, but every single day, even when it feels small, even when it feels hard, even when no one is watching. Consistency is where true power lives. It is the quiet force that transforms your actions into habits, and your habits into results. Think about it. Saying, "I study English today" is good, but saying, "I study English every day" is powerful. One action can make you feel proud for a moment, but repeated actions create real change. When you say, "I wake up early, I practice speaking, I read daily, I exercise," you are not just describing what you do. You are showing the strength of your commitment. The repetition itself is proof that you are serious about growth. Consistency does not demand perfection. It only demands persistence. You don't have to study for hours every day. You don't have to do everything perfectly. What matters is that you keep showing up. Even 15 minutes of practice daily is far more powerful than 5 hours once a week. Why? Because consistency builds rhythm, and rhythm builds mastery. When you make learning or practicing a part of your routine, it becomes as natural as breathing. You no longer ask yourself, "Should I do it?" You simply do it because it is part of who you are. Imagine planting a seed. If you water it one day and then ignore it for weeks, it will dry and die. But if you water it a little bit every single day, it will grow strong, even if you don't see the progress immediately. That is exactly how consistency works in your life. Small actions repeated daily create results so powerful that one day you will look back and be amazed at how far you have come. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. They start with excitement, but the moment it becomes difficult, they stop. They wait for motivation to return, but motivation is like the wind. It comes and goes. Consistency, on the other hand, is like the ground beneath your feet. It is steady, dependable, and always there. If you keep walking step by step, day by day, you will eventually reach your destination, even if the journey feels slow. Think about language learning again. If you study once in a while, you may feel progress for a day, but then you forget. But if you practice daily, even with the simplest sentences like, "I wake up, I eat, I work, I study, I sleep," those words become natural, automatic, and effortless. Consistency makes language stick to your mind like glue. It takes what you learn and transforms it into a part of you. That is why learners who practice regularly always surpass those who only study occasionally. Consistency also builds trust in yourself. Every time you keep your promise to practice, you are proving to yourself that you are reliable. You are teaching your mind, "I can count on myself. I do what I say." That inner trust is one of the strongest forms of confidence you can ever build. When you believe in your own consistency, you stop doubting whether you will succeed. You already know that as long as you keep going, success is inevitable. Look at great athletes, musicians, or leaders. Their talent may inspire you, but what truly made them great was their consistency. The athlete who trains every morning, even when tired. The musician who practices scales every day, even when bored. The leader who reads, studies, and learns every day, even when busy. Their greatness is not built on what they did once. It is built on what they repeated endlessly. The same truth applies to your own journey. Your future will not be shaped by what you do once in a while, but by what you do every single day. It is also important to understand that consistency multiplies results. At first, progress feels slow, almost invisible. You may practice English for weeks and feel like nothing is changing, but suddenly one day you realize you can understand more, speak more fluently, and think more clearly. That breakthrough is not random. It is the reward of consistency. Every small step you took was quietly adding up until it exploded into visible progress. Even in your daily routine, consistency matters. Waking up early daily gives you more control over your time. Exercising daily gives you health and energy. Studying daily builds your knowledge. Working daily builds your skills. These are not one-time actions. They are repeated behaviors that transform your entire lifestyle. When you talk about your routine in the present tense, you are not just describing what you do. You are reminding yourself of the consistency that keeps you moving forward. Consistency is not glamorous. It is not exciting. It is not dramatic. It is often repetitive, simple, and quiet. But it is exactly this quiet force that creates loud results. Success is not built in one day. It is built every day. And the tool that makes it possible is consistency. When you learn to love the process, when you learn to repeat the simple actions daily, you hold the power that creates unstoppable growth. There is something deeply powerful about the way you talk about your own life. The words you choose to describe your daily routine are not just sentences. They are reflections of how you see yourself, how you value your journey, and how much pride you carry in your own progress. When you say, I wake up, I study, I learn, I work hard, I grow, you are not just practicing the simple present tense. You are declaring your life story. You are telling yourself and the world that your journey matters, that your routine is meaningful, and that every step you take is worth celebrating. Too often, people underestimate their own lives. They compare themselves with others and think, my routine is boring, my life is too ordinary, my actions are too small. But there is nothing small about consistency, effort, and growth. There is nothing ordinary about showing up every single day to face challenges and keep moving forward. Speaking your life with pride means recognizing that even your simplest actions carry dignity and strength. Saying out loud, I wake up early, I work hard, I spend time with my family, I improve myself, is a way of affirming your value and honoring your journey. When you speak your life with pride, you transform how you feel about yourself. Language shapes emotion, and emotion shapes action. If you speak about your life in a defeated, negative way, you will carry that negativity into your heart. But if you speak with pride, confidence, and gratitude, you will walk taller, think clearer, and act stronger. For example, saying, I only study a little makes you feel small, but saying, I study every day, I learn every day, I grow every day, makes you feel powerful. Even if it is just a few minutes of study, pride in your words builds pride in your actions. This is why the simple present tense is so special. It is direct, it is strong, and it is alive. Saying I do is far more powerful than saying I will try someday. Saying I wake up is stronger than saying I want to wake up early. When you speak in the present tense, you claim your actions as part of who you are. You are not just hoping, you are not just dreaming, you are living it now. And that builds a deep sense of pride because you see yourself as someone who takes action, not someone who only makes excuses. Speaking your life with pride also inspires others. Think about it. When you confidently say, I study English every day, I work hard to improve myself, I am growing step by step, you not only motivate yourself, you motivate everyone who listens. Your words become a source of energy for others who may feel weak or discouraged. They hear your routine and realize that strength is not about being perfect. It is about being proud of the effort you make every day. And when you inspire others, your pride multiplies because you see that your story matters beyond just yourself. Another important truth is that speaking with pride helps you overcome fear. Many people hesitate to speak English because they worry about mistakes. They stay silent, thinking their words are not good enough. But when you choose to speak proudly, even with simple sentences, you prove to yourself that your voice is valuable. You stop worrying about perfection and start celebrating expression. For example, saying confidently, "I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go to work, I learn English," may sound basic, but it carries power because it shows courage. Pride in your words gives you the confidence to speak more, to practice more, and to grow faster. Your daily routine might look ordinary to you, but it is actually extraordinary in its persistence. Millions of people wish they had the discipline to wake up early, to study daily, to keep learning, to care for their family, to manage their responsibilities. By speaking proudly about your routine, you remind yourself that you are already living with discipline and effort. You are already proving your strength one day at a time. Speaking about it out loud is not arrogance. It is self-respect. It is also important to remember that pride does not mean boasting or comparing yourself with others. True pride is not about saying, "I am better than you." True pride is saying, "I am better than I was yesterday. I honor my journey. I value my growth." That is the kind of pride that builds confidence without ego. It keeps you humble but strong. It makes you grateful for your progress while still hungry for improvement. So when you practice English, don't just repeat the words as if they are empty exercises. Feel the meaning behind them. When you say, "I learn every day," pause and realize how powerful that habit is. When you say, "I practice English," understand that you are investing in your future. When you say, "I grow," know that you are not standing still, you are moving forward. Speaking with pride transforms these sentences into affirmations, into reminders of your strength, into celebrations of your journey. Every word you say about your life has the power to lift you up or bring you down. Choose to lift yourself up. Speak with energy. Speak with pride. Speak as if your daily routine is not something to be ashamed of, but something to be proud of, because it truly is. Each action you take, no matter how small, is shaping the person you are becoming. Each sentence you speak is proof that you are alive, learning, growing, and moving forward. And when you speak that truth with pride, you give yourself the greatest gift of all, belief in your own journey. So, when you look back at everything we have shared, it all comes down to this simple truth. Your day is not ordinary, your actions are not small, and your words are not meaningless. Every time you wake up, every step you take, every sentence you speak in English, you are shaping the story of your life. The simple present tense is not just grammar, it is a reminder that your life is happening now, in this very moment. It is proof that you are not waiting for tomorrow to define you, because you are already writing your future today. Each morning you rise is a chance to begin again. Each routine you follow builds discipline. Each action you repeat creates the foundation for your dreams. Each word you speak gives you strength, courage, and pride. You are not just practicing English, you are practicing confidence, practicing growth, and practicing life. Never underestimate the power of your daily routine, the strength of your consistency, and the beauty of speaking your journey with pride. Your life is a message, and when you share it with confidence, it inspires not only you, but everyone who hears it. So keep going, keep learning, keep speaking, and most of all, keep believing in the power of your own story. Because your story matters, your actions matter, and your words matter.